Alright guys, so today's video, a little different. We're starting it off a little different just because our friends over at Banggood wanted the world, I guess, to know that they have face masks. They have face masks for those of us that are concerned with things like the coronavirus that is out there right now.
As we wait to see what happens next with the coronavirus, a Canadian doctor has a front row seat. Cities like Los Angeles have also declared a public health emergency, which will trigger more state and federal funding to help deal with the outbreak. 11 people have now died in the U.S. There are more than 150 known cases across 16 states.
I know even where we live, being able to find things like masks and any kind of like health thing that people are like, Perel, for instance, is kind of getting really difficult to find because you're seeing people kind of hoarding all this stuff now. We were in Costco last weekend and it was just nuts. Paper towels and toiletries and like canned meat and stuff that's got like long preservation dates on it, things like that, things that got a lot of preservatives. So it was all gone. If you guys are at all concerned with this kind of stuff, which you may be and you may not be, I'm not going to get in the middle of how serious this thing is and how not serious it is and vice versa, because it seems really split down the middle if you think it's a media frenzy or if it's an actual thing. Hey, anything that can protect you can be a good thing, even if it's just like a mask that helps protect the people you're living with from getting the same cold you have. That can be beneficial, right? I'm thinking. If nothing else, it's definitely encouraged all of us to wash our hands. Not that we shouldn't have been doing it before, but let's be honest. How many times have you gone to like a public washroom and you watch somebody walk out and you're like, really? You just nothing? You're just gonna grab the handle and hands been all over your goodies, and now thanks. That's awesome. Maybe that's changing. So maybe there'll be a plus somewhere buried in this whole thing. Anyways, there's going to be some links down below for you guys if you are looking at picking up some health stuff. You can see here that Banggood actually has a health protection spree thing going on right now, but all kinds of things on masks and whatever, sterilizers and stuff like that. If that's something that you're interested. Now, just be aware, if you are ordering from them, there's multiple ways to have it shipped. So if you kind of go with the freeway, then it may take who knows how long for you to get it. But if you pay a little extra, you can get it a little quicker, just if you want it fast. Just be aware of that. Today's video though, really outside of that, because I'm feeling okay. I'm finally feeling a little better, which is super nice. Whatever I had, I don't think so. Whatever I had really kind of stuck it to me. I had it for about 2 weeks. But yeah, feeling better, so I figured I'd do a video on, we started off with protecting ourselves and those around us. Now I'm gonna protect one of my very favorite cameras that I have. And it was a camera that I never thought would become one of my favorites, but it really is, and that's the Insta360 1X. I don't have the R, maybe one time soon, but not as of now. So we're gonna spend the rest of this video talking about just a couple ways to protect it, because that camera, especially the lens, is vulnerable. It's out there, and there's two of them, and that's coming up right away. The Insta360 1X, which is this fella right here. This is it here. I got it on a little tiny tripod because that's what I like to carry it in, and I've actually got it in one of the cases right now that I want to talk about. It usually comes with this. This is what it comes with. The Insta360 1X pouch, I guess. It's a little pouch. And it's kind of nice because you can take this and, you can hang it on around your neck and carry it around with you or whatever. Here's my story that I wanted to get into this about 3 weeks ago, I think it was. We had people in our house doing some work in here, and one of my desks that I work on to do editing is downstairs, a stand-up desk, and my camera was sitting on the desk, just like this, and the guy walked by, bumped it, knocked the camera on the ground, and he was just like, oh, sorry, put it back up, and I'm like, hold on, and of course I run over, because it was in this, but it had fallen out of this, because when he put it back up, I realized that he had just kind of taken the camera out, and put it on the table. I'm like, well, where's the case? And the case was on the floor. So I looked at the camera, and of course there was a big scratch right across the lens. And I'm like, Luckily, the company that we had working for us was fully insured, so they actually replaced the camera, which was excellent. But it got me to thinking how vulnerable this camera really is with that lens, because it's, you know, if you look at it, and I'll just kind of pull this off here, right? It's just a big bubble, right? You can see that there. Hopefully, if you'll focus, right? It's just a big bubble, and you can see those two lenses just popping right out the side there. So if it hits at all like this, or anyway, it's gonna hit one of those lenses, guaranteed. So when this is out like this, and a lot of times we have it in here, in this little pouch, which is great, but it can pop out of that. A big enough hit, or it just falls out like that slides out fairly easy. So I went on the old Amazon, and I ended up ordering first this little rubber guy. Hopefully you guys can see that, right? It's a little rubber guy. You guys can see it up here. And it slides on. It slides on from the bottom. It's tight, but it has all the ports open, so your screen stays open. Your camera in the front is totally open. It's open here. All your microphone ports are open. Your USB is open. And on the side, you got nice little flaps that open up so that you have complete access to the door, which allows access to your battery. Fantastic. And it comes with this little cover. So that little cover just kind of slides on the top there, covers the camera lens, and that's on there. So not only does it protect the camera from a fall, but it really just protects it all the time. I use this when I ride on a motorcycle. So you could easily just get debris, or people that are using this with action sports, they're just debris coming up and they're like, I didn't have a case on it. This could be nice because it's just constantly protected. Sure, when you're using it, the lenses are out there, but that's part and parcel to having a camera like this. But number one, very cool. That's really cool. I will put links to them on down below on the, you know what I'm talking about. Secondly, and this one I haven't even opened yet, but I got this one because I thought this one was cool too. And this is one by Ulanzi. And I bought this one again because I wanted to be able to mount my camera sometimes to, again, my motorcycle or whatever. And because I have a lot of GoPro cameras and GoPro style cameras, I wanted something that I could simply just put this on and have it mounted. So if I knew I was going out for the day, it was a nice, quick, easy thing to pop on the camera, and I didn't have to think about it. So this is it here. I haven't even opened it yet. It's the C1X Insta360 1X frame. So it's the frame, but it also comes with, we'll see it here, all this bag stuff here. It comes with this. So it comes with a couple little GoPro clamps and things like that. But it also comes with a cover for your lens, which is nice. Now my only concern is that inside of that is still plastic. It's not like a foam or anything. Now I wonder if I could, would this fit on top of this? Just curious, because this should go, no, that's gonna have to come off. So let's take it off, because we need to see it, right? We need to see it. You can see how tight that rubber is on there, right? It's a tight rubber. Yeah, but you want it snug. You know you do. There she goes. Off she comes. Excellent. So this kind of goes in here. So you want to make sure that you see which side your door is on, which is there. This nice and simply, it's just snugging on like that. Like that's it. Clickety click, barber trick. And now you have access to everything. It has access to your doors. And you and I would simply just take one of these here screw mounts. We'll actually put it on. Might as well put it on. We got time. So it's kind of nice because it does have that GoPro adapter, and depending if you were just using maybe a different style, you have that there as well. So again, really cool. If you want to mount this on a tripod or whatever, you have that. So I'm just going to take this because we want to keep this on. This is simply going into place here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Going into place. Locking in, we're magical, right? We're GoPro ready or tripod ready, whatever, either one. I could still take this now and pop that in there. Might be even a little more convenient because I got a little bit more height. And we have the little clamp here. So this should simply, does it go on like this? Yeah. So I see. So I was like, oh, but it's gonna touch. It's it's wide enough, and you can feel when it goes on, it's actually not touching the lens. It's just slightly higher. So you end up getting a little tiny, not a lot, but a little tiny buffer under there to keep that lens, but it's snug. So you got that, you're protected. It's hard on the edges, hard there. Now if this goes down this way, because this is going to be elevated, it's also going to protect the camera a little bit. That's all right, I like that. And you got your GoPro mount, which is there all the time. And unlike using, let's say, the Venture case, which totally gives it all the protection, this is going to make sure that things like your microphone and all that are still out there getting sound, because you put the Venture case on, you got nothing. Do I have a Venture case around here somewhere? I do have one. I have one of the Venture cases, and it's basically, you know, the plastic GoPro style case that goes over top of this thing. Allows you to kind of get splashed and not deep sea dive, but go underwater, which it is cool. I think I still have it in my luggage from our trip. But that one really, it is important for you guys to have it, especially again, depending on what kind of conditions you're going to put this in, because if you're going to put it in anything that can get wet, then that one's super important, because again, riding on a motorcycle, if I know that it's going to have the chance of rain, I'll definitely put that one on there. And because I'm on a motorcycle too, the microphone here would be useless anyway. It's just going to get a ton of wind noise. So covering that microphone, whatever, doesn't even matter. All right, guys, video got a little longer than I wanted, but I wanted you guys to see these two because of my experience where I actually had a lens get damaged because someone knocked it on the ground. It wasn't even my own fault. Someone knocked it on the ground and scratched the lens. Pretty good scratch, actually. So having some kind of protection for this, especially these are like 20 bucks Canadian versus buying one of these again for like $500-600. No, spend the 20 bucks Canadian. It's probably cheaper in the US. Again, I'll find links for you guys, put them down below, and that'll be it. All right, my friends, I'm gonna leave you there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Links for the camera stuff and links for face, body, health things all down there as well. All right, guys. Later.